Brighton and Hove Albion managed to sneak a late equalizer in the 95th minute against Crystal Palace at Selhurst Park, managing to get a big draw, a 1-1 result. And it is huge for Brighton, but it is a massive loss or draw, I guess. It does feel like a loss right now for Crystal Palace and Eagles supporters like myself. Losing 2 points, dropping 2 points at home against Brighton. It is massive. You got to go out and win that game, and it is a 2 points lost for Crystal Palace late in the 95th minute from Neal Maupay himself getting that late goal. But it was a great game. And for myself, if people go out and look at this game and just see it on paper, 8 shots, 3 on target, 4 on target, they'd see Brighton had possession. They'd probably assume it was a fair, equal game. For me, Crystal Palace was outstanding. Crystal Palace was amazing. Before I dive into the game, I'd like to say, if you guys haven't already, drop a sub. It would mean the world to me. And if you guys like the video, please drop a like down below. And let me know down below in the comments what you guys thought about the match. Sorry for it being a bit late. Was at work, but I'll make sure to get this video out for you guys. I promise. All the best content for my subscribers and my followers. But guys, we're going to jump straight into things. Crystal Palace for me were outstanding. I just love watching this Crystal Palace team. Looking at Crystal Palace last year and previous years under Roy Hodgson, I was ready to fall asleep. I was ready to take a nap. It was so boring. You even heard commentators during the game today say, oh, Crystal Palace are up 1-0. They're obviously going to drop back and hit them on the counter. And yes, it felt like that, but Crystal Palace didn't just drop back and take the 1-0 until they did concede. Crystal Palace were pressing non-stop all second half. They didn't stop pressing. They wanted the ball. They wanted to force mistakes from Brighton, which they did multiple times. And it just feels fresh and like a new Crystal Palace side. Obviously it is under Patrick Vieira, and it's so nice to see a new, fresh Crystal Palace. Yes, it was a 1-1 draw today. Yes, it was a disappointing result. But overall, Crystal Palace were outstanding for me. Crystal Palace deserved the win, and it was unlucky to have 1-1. People are going to look at that and be pissed off, be angry, and I do understand that from a certain aspect, but you got to understand that it was an amazing performance, and it's not like some teams, Manchester United, who I support, where it was a terrible performance and you get a loss or a draw. Crystal Palace were outstanding. They did deserve the win. 2 points robbed. I do understand that, but it is a performance where you can take a lot of positives out of. Just for myself watching the game, I mostly watched the second half. You could see Wilfred Zaha constantly pressing, and same with Hudson Edouard, and you saw Conor Gallagher stepping, you saw Ayu's pressing. Ayew was poor, I saw most of the game for myself, especially that one chance he missed. And Luka Milivojevic for me was amazing when he was pressing, he was winning the ball back, he's making some nice passes. But I saw multiple times in the second half where Edouard and Zaha would press together. It would go to Dunk or Shane Duffy, and they would make an error of a pass. They'd make a bad pass or a bad judgment play, and the ball would go out for a throw-in, be a bad pass, or it'd go out in the midfield, and Conor Gallagher or Luka Milivojevic would just tidy it up, take the ball back, and they'd go back in the front foot. This is why I mean Crystal Palace did not sit back and did not park the bus non-stop in this game. Crystal Palace were pressing constantly in the second half, and they deserved the 2 points. They were outstanding, and it should have been 2-0 in this game, or 2-1, however you want to look at it. Ayew was, I just don't understand how, for me, Andros Townsend was left. I know I said they made a lot of amazing moves this summer, but for me, Andros Townsend was the one player that didn't make sense to get rid of. He's doing unbelievable for Everton. If you had Townsend in that front three, this team would be insane. It would be a nutty team. And with Ayew up top, it just kills it for me on the right-hand side. You need that right-hand side attacker. This team would be almost perfect with the right-hand side attacker. If you had a guy who was confident, who was on form, who was backing himself, he would have scored that chance. That chance I'm talking about is Ayew late in the game. Conor Gallagher wins it in the midfield from a misplaced pass where Crystal Palace was pressing. Like I said, those forwards were forcing the errors. Conor Gallagher wins it in the middle from a bad pass from Marco Cucurella. He wins it in the middle. Cucurella makes a rash challenge, but Gallagher gets out of his feet. Benteke then lays it off perfectly into the feet of Ayew. And Ayew just misses the net completely about 2 or 3 feet wide to the right. Doesn't even hit the target. Doesn't even challenge the keeper. And it was just embarrassing to not challenge Roberto Sanchez from that distance. And it was just embarrassing from a perspective of your forward. He should be on form to score that. Of course he's not on form, but he's got to score that. That would have wrapped the game, finished up the game, and there would have been no worries. But IU completely botched it, completely is off form, no confidence, and misses an easy sitter. For me, if that was Benteke's goal, if it was Zaha goal, Gallagher goal, many of these players would have scored it, even Jeffrey slipped for me. And it's really unfortunate because it should have been a 2-0 win for Crystal Palace if IU would have easily finished that chance. I saw Thierry Henry analyzing it on Sky Sports after the game. He's easily, if you would have chipped it, it's a goal. He just had to put it just to the side of Robert Sanchez, and it's a goal. And I just don't understand how he missed a chance. I would have scored it. You guys would have scored it. And I just don't understand how he missed it. But I'm not going to dwell on that. I still think Crystal Palace were unbelievable in the day. I'll give my praise to Neal Maupay for scoring that goal. I always hate his guts. I hate Neal Maupay ever since he did that to Arsenal, what he did to Burn Leno. Yes, he's a good guy for shithousery, but I was so glad even when United got that late penalty in the 97 plus minute against Brighton last season at the start of the season, and we beat them, because Neal Maupay, for me, I absolutely hate his guts. There is a part for that in football, but it just gets annoying after a while. And to see him celebrating like that in the game sucked, especially as a Crystal Palace supporter. But it was a great goal from himself, nice finish, and 2 points lost for Crystal Palace. But guys, let me know what you guys think down below in the comments about the game for Crystal Palace against Brighton, finishing 1-1 from goals from Wilfred Zaha from the penalty spot and a late goal from Neal Maupay. Let me know what you guys think down below. If you haven't already, hit the sub button, hit the like button, and I'll see you guys for the next one. Peace.